What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Moving to Florida show. I'm your host, Judson, joined by Mohit and Yaya, who are both laughing at me because they just heard me go, "Oh, you hit record." We'll just leave that in. It's cool.
That was really funny, though. That was really funny to see it.
Welcome to the Moving to Florida show, everyone. We're trying to get back on a regular schedule of recording here. So we're coming back at you again. This will be the third episode since we started recording again. If you were listening before, you know for the last few episodes before we took our little hiatus, Yaya had joined us, and he's kind of a new host on the show as well. I think we all just share the title co-host.
Yeah, we all share the title co-hosts.
Right?
Yep.
Right. I'm going to have to start having you guys do the intro so I don't mess up everyone.
I'm going to have you guys just do the outro because I mess that up every single time.
I like my position. I get to be a co-host.
Middle position. Middle position.
Or the outros.
Judson's the starting pitcher. You're the middle relief. And I'm the closing pitcher. That's
Something
a
like that.
little
Something
baseball
like
terminology for you guys since baseball season is live right now. So what's been going on, guys?
Well, you know what? That's what I was thinking. Let's. I know we've got a little bit of a topic for today, talking about what's new and going on in the Orlando area. But first, I'm just curious, what's been going on with you guys? Because right before we hit record last week, when we went to record, you moved out of state and then moved back, and I think you said you had a kid too. Did I miss something? Give us an update.
Yeah, you missed a lot, I think. So,
You just really casually said, "We had a baby." In there. I was like, "Wait, did he say that?" And then you hit record, and I was like, "Okay, I'm a little confused, but please fill us in."
no, that's awesome. I love that he's like, man, I remember that. Just like, oh, we just had a baby, nothing big, just a baby. No, it was interesting, man. So I actually left Florida for a couple of months. I would say about 6 months in total, or no, 5 months, yeah. And I was in Missouri. So we have my wife's family's there, and we were actually looking for a house.
You were in misery.
Misery.
Pretty miserable. I would say, you know what, man, that is a accurate description. It's cold, it's gray, it's boring, it's the middle of nowhere. You can't fish, you can't go to the beach. All you see is cows and corn. And in the season we were in, there was no corn, so it was just cows.
So you couldn't have you couldn't put some corn on the barbecue and roast it, do some roasted corn. Oh man,
man, it was too cold. It was like 20 degrees.
Street food, butta street food.
No, believe it or not. So I was not even in Kansas City or St. Louis. It was a little tiny city called Columbia, where the University of Missouri is called the Mizzou. And it's basically college town, so it's really not much over there. But it was interesting because, we were looking to buy a house. And as we all know, during that time last year, between November to this year, early like March, it was very hard to find homes. Whatever was coming up was getting sold. And I think, just like doctors are the worst patients, us in the industry, we're like the worst buyers. Because you know too much.
Fair point.
You know too much. We know too much.
It doesn't help. It's like, no, so it was a little, I think, bit of my OCD, of course, and a little control freakishness. And I was trying to find a deal. And, one thing we talk about in our show here as well is how you could do things. So I was like, it's a perfect opportunity for me to use that knowledge and actually purchase a property and then talk about it and tell people like, hey, I did it, and I talk about it. So that's kind of what happened, man. Instead of renting here, we decided, you know what, let's take advantage. Let's, live with family for a little bit. And it was a little challenging because we had my second baby, my baby girl, in November 2022. And we moved out of Florida in January. So a month-old baby's flying out. We're living there in the cold, figuring things out, working from home, and looking for a house in Florida. So it was very interesting. I would say that, being able to, and I think we covered a little bit of this in the last episode where you asked me about Florida, but it took me about 4 months to find a property, put an offer in, get the terms I wanted accepted. And just to give a brief intro, it was a great deal. We got $10,000 in equity because the appraisal came in higher than what I offered.
Nice.
And the seller gave me $10,000 in concessions, which I was using to buy the rate. So at the time, interest rates were about 7.6 or so. And with being able to lock the rate at a very good price with 10 grand, I was able to get away with 5.375. So not bad.
Nice.
Not bad at all. Not too shabby.
Yeah, not too shabby. And, at the end of the day, it worked out really well for us. We came back, and it was a journey, I would say, for sure, man, because with two kids, especially a newborn, and then you work in the industry, getting it all done was quite the challenge. But I think, when we look at Florida as an overall state, it was worth the move, man. Absolutely worth it. And I don't know if you guys are tracking this, but I heard recently that Miami is actually more expensive than New York now for homes. Is that true?
I've seen that.
Yeah, I saw
I've seen
that
as a
article, yeah.
headline, yeah.
Right. And then it said that Florida is the 35th most expensive. Sorry, Orlando is the 35th most expensive city in the US right now, and it's about to get more expensive.
Yep. I see that happening. I definitely see that happening. Yep.
So,
Yep.
I mean,
Where did you end up
yeah.
purchasing a house in Florida? What part of Florida?
Avalon Park, man. Avalon Park. It's a really cool little area. It's right by Waterford. It's beautiful though.
So you went way north.
I think it's
East
not
Orlando,
as
right?
This
north-
is
yeah, it's all
northeast
the way
Orlando,
east.
yeah.
Yeah, it's all the way east. I think I'm very close to Cape Canaveral, like 40 minutes or so.
Yeah.
I think I'm right there.
Okay.
Or no, you know what? There's another beach here. It's called Playa Linda. I've never been there. Have you guys
Never.
heard of it?
I've heard of Playa Linda.
Yeah, I've never
You've heard
been
of
there.
it?
Yeah.
So I think it's like 45 minutes away from here, but I've never been there.
Okay.
All right, moving to Florida Beach Day.
Yeah, exactly.
There we go.
Have you been there yet?
No, but you know what, man?
It's
So
45 minutes away.
specialize-
What you waiting for?
I got two kids, bro. What are
So
you talking about?
Take the kids to the beach. They'll love it.
He's got a new.
I got a 6-month-old, man. You think she's gonna sit in
you
the
just
car
got to
40
dip
minutes?
dip the 6-month-old into sunscreen. And then dip 'em
Yeah,
out.
just dip her in there like a little ice cream.
No worries, man. No worries. Okay.
Yeah, but
What
you know
else?
what,
What
man,
else have
I'll
you been
tell
doing
you.
in Florida since you got back?
Honestly,
Besides working.
it's just it's just been that, man. Sleepless nights. You have babies all over you. Either they throw up on you or they pee on you, and that's all you're doing.
Yep.
And you're working. But believe it or not, it's. I was telling Mohit earlier, Judson, that I was up last night to 12:30 because people are still looking to buy homes, man. I had somebody under contract submitting a loan application after getting under contract at midnight.
Oh, brother.
I was like- and they accepted the term of getting the appraisal done within 10 days of the executed contract.
Whoa. So you got to put it in a rush.
But you're
Yeah.
saying they were not even pre-approved at that
They
point?
were not even pre-approved. And
How do they know? How do they know what they're going to be approved for?
they're putting 20% down. They're previous clients. They were good, but I think this is what I think also goes in real estate that people don't realize, that everything is negotiable. And if you have a good agent, like this person has a good agent, they were able to negotiate the deal with the seller, make it happen. And now it's the ball's on me. But what we're talking about is like it's been crazy. I know people are talking about these things, but
Here's my thing. How do you submit a contract, get it accepted, and then do the loan application? I'm like, I usually send the pre-approval with it. I'm like, I'm kind of functified here. It's like, what kind of seller's agent is accepting this right now?
so, what's funny about this, man, is happened to me for the third time in the last 2 months.
Really? Like seller's agents are just taking contracts without looking at pre-approval letters?
So I think it's maybe the equity game in there because most of these guys are putting 20% down.
Yeah, I can put 50% right in, 50% down.
But
How do I
they're
know how to
doing-
qualify?
They're doing escrows of I think $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, and I think that kind of maybe makes it feel.
Non-refundable escrows if you're really confident in it. I've done that before, but it was hey, we can just do cash if the loan doesn't work out.
Exactly.
Like,
If I know as a
cash.
backup they have cash like that, it makes sense.
Exactly, and that's what I would have thought because we have a program like that. It's called the Power Buyer, and you can do that. It basically costs an extra percentage point, but if let's say your financing falls through, this Power Buyer program comes in, pays cash for the home, and you get to live in it while you work on your financing and get it sorted in the next 6 months. So it's as good as cash, but it's not the case. So it's kind of a little bit mind blowing, to be honest, because as a lender, I'm like, hey, you have no idea. You're just jumping into this. You don't know what your payments are. So but what also is kind of, I would say, a little exciting is that people are really at it right now.
Yeah.
They're just there's nothing left for sale, man. Like people either can't find homes or the ones that are up there are being grabbed just like this. Like, I have no pre-approval. I want to buy.
Right. Right. So I put a wide net, like going back to what you said, I put like a wide net search on the MLS and just in 2 zip codes, which is 32819, which is Dr. Phillips, and 32836, which is part of Dr. Phillips and also Bailey, like Buena Vista area. And I just put a wide net, 600,000 to $1 million, 22 homes.
What?
I'm like, single family, but I did break it down to single family and it has to be 4 bedrooms or more, 22 homes. That's it.
Whoa.
That's it.
It's a pretty big net. You'd think that's some pretty limited inventory.
Yep.
Wow.
2 zip codes?
2
and
zip
only
codes.
20 homes?
22 homes. I was shocked. I'm like, man, I could go through this search in one city. Usually,
What did the days on market look like for those?
Let me pull that up. I have it up here. And average days on the
hard
market.
questions
Yeah, right. Average day on the market. Let me pull it up here. So I'll just go to the first one, which is the cheapest house that they have right now. It was at 648. There was nothing at 600, 2,100 square feet. Been on the market for 80 days. And the next one, 6 days, 11 days, 0 days. That means it's new.
Oh, wow.
11
Yeah, brand
days,
new.
37 days, 59 days.
Well, so like that 87 and that 59, those homes are either overpriced or there's something.
There's a
wrong,
lot of work that
right?
needs to be done to that house.
So what are you guys seeing as an average right now for homes to be on the market, like days on market before they get sold?
Well,
I think it definitely depends on the price
yes,
point.
exactly. Anything under 400,000 is probably less than a week.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
And then, as you get over that is when it takes a little longer.
Yeah, I think anything above, I want to say about 500,000 or 600,000, you're probably looking at anywhere from 20 days to about 45 days on the market.
That's still pretty fast, though, man.
It
20
is.
days.
It is still quite fast because
Yeah.
it depends on the area too, right? Like if you're going into those prime areas like Lake Nona, Winter Garden, Dr. Phillips, those prime areas, you're not going to see homes sitting there much longer than it needs to be now, unless the house is way overpriced. You're talking about a 2,100 square feet for almost 650,000 in Dr. Phillips. You're paying more for the land than you are for the house itself. So that's the case
Fair.
going on over there.
Fair.
All right,
That's incredible, man.
Yeah,
I mean-
yeah. A little real estate insight. We're gonna throw that in there every so often. So Judson, what's going on with you for the last couple of months?
Oh man, just trying to play catch up after spending a week abroad here a few weeks back. Had a nice little vacation. Got to go to Spain, which was very cool. And I pushed off work way too much while I was there. I took my computer and my charger, but I don't think I even charged the laptop while I was there. So that tells you how much I used it. So definitely, we've been back for 2 weeks now, and I feel like I'm still playing a little bit of catch up.
Yeah, yeah.
But it was good to get away, good to unplug.
What did you
a
see in
little bit.
Spain?
So we were staying outside of Barcelona,
Okay.
staying in a little beach town outside of Barcelona. So it was about a 45-minute drive to get into Barcelona. But man, what a beautiful city!
Yeah.
I definitely want to go back there and stay in the city proper, and just like rent a moped and ride around because there are tons of them there.
It's probably going to be
tons of
easier for you to
vessels.
do without the little ones around.
Fair point. Yeah. You know what? Maybe a bicycle. It was crazy. It was crazy how they drive in Spain. Actually, very similar to Florida. I would say.
A little crazy.
Only I didn't see any wrecks while I was there. It was honestly the way people drove and how many motorcycles there were.
Yep.
And they were all like these little mopeds.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
I can't believe I never saw a single wreck. I can't believe it.
I'm sure when there's an accident that happens, it's pretty bad. there's no fender benders going on over there.
Right. Yeah, maybe so. I don't know. It was wild, being in the city, but it was super cool. Just beautiful everywhere you turn in Barcelona. Beautiful, like buildings, just
Yeah.
everywhere, every corner. Didn't matter where you were. So that was cool. I'm forgetting the name of it now. Sagrada Familia in Barcelona.
Uh-huh.
If you ever get to go, man, you got to see that. It was this amazing chapel. So that was cool. We did do just a little bit of touring. We did like a bus tour and went up into France, into a little city in France. And then another country called Andorra.
Okay.
Ever heard of Andorra?
Okay.
I had not.
I have not either.
No, I have not.
It's a micronation.
Oh, it's a
only like
micronation.
40 square miles.
Okay.
Wow.
So that was cool. And yeah, just a lot of hanging out, relaxing with the family.
Good.
So it was good. It was well needed. And like I said, I've been playing catch up ever since we've been back. Still not moved into the new house. Still putting the finishing touches on there.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, they ripped the roof off yesterday.
Oh,
and
nice.
we've got our new metal roof going on this week.
Oh, that metal roof's going to last forever, bro.
I sure hope so. They're charging like it is.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And, at this point, I think we've just decided, because we've got the home that we're living in now that's going to become a rental.
Okay.
We've got a home that we're going to be selling that was a rental.
Oh, you're selling the one in Winter Garden?
In Winter Garden.
Yeah.
Yep. And then the one that we're moving into. And I've got 3 houses right now. They're all vacant. And I'm running around playing real estate all day. I'm to mess with them. So I think we're just going to move our beds. We've decided to just move our beds into the new house. Because it's really just finishing touches there.
Yep.
And then maybe we'll either be able to get it done or just be like, hey, we should go get our stuff.
Yeah.
And just actually make this move.
Start making the move.
So
yeah.
that's coming up soon. We're ready.
Okay. I mean,
Even though we're not ready, we're ready to just make it happen.
I mean, wouldn't it be easier now with the summer vacation, kids out of school? Unless you have them in summer.
Our kids out of school. That's the problem.
Yeah, there you go.
That's the other problem is we have a 4-year-old
that's out of school right now. Yeah. Oh man, that's a lot going on. So, did you enjoy the food over there in Barcelona? Or in
the food in Spain. Yeah, the food was great. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Any
had some tapas, some cheeses, some Iberico ham. Oh yeah.
Nice. Nice.
I've heard that Spain, I think, is known as one of the top locations for food in the world, man. They have some really good Michelin restaurants as well.
Yep.
We didn't do anything too fancy on the restaurant side, but we did get to tour around a good bit and check it out. A week wasn't enough, I'll tell you.
Yeah,
that.
week's never
I'm ready
enough.
to go back.
Yeah, week's never enough. Yeah.
How long was your flight? Like 6 hours, 7 hours, something like that?
So the flight was pretty brutal.
Really?
It ended up being about a 24-hour day when you factor the travel. So I know flying back, it's a 6-hour time difference, first of all. So to get up, we only had like a 3-hour layover. No, it was supposed to be a 3-hour. It turned into a 5-hour layover because our flight was delayed. But the longer of the 2 flights, so we flew from here to Philadelphia, and then Philadelphia, which was like 3 or 4 hours, to Philadelphia to Spain was 9 hours.
Okay, that's not terrible.
But we flew out at 7:30 in the evening here and arrived at 10 in the morning there.
Oh wow!
So that was an overnight, and then coming back,
nice little red eye over there.
Coming back, it was all one day. But the thing is, we got up at 6 a.m. Spain time, which is 1 a.m. here.
Yep.
And we literally got home at 12:30 a.m. So that was literally a 24-hour day for me. Still a little jet lag. Still trying to play catch up on everything.
Yep. Sounds good, man. Sounds good.
What about you, Mo? What you been up to?
Is the family getting settled into the new house?
Yes, the family is getting settled in the new house. We're starting to, come around with decorations now. Now that we got the furniture set, there's a couple of little things that we need to still add on with as far as furniture. We want to get a new dining set and new bar stools and stuff. But those are small, minor stuff. But other than that, like the living room's all set. I still need to make my theater room up here, but things are.
That's the office, man.
This is the office, studio, all the above. So I got to put all 3 different things in here. So we're setting that up. But other than that, my wife's office completely done. She just wants to put a TV in there, and it's all done. She got her new desk in this past week, and she got her new. Some aesthetic stuff done, and then we went to At Home. Dude, have you been to At Home in Claremont? Man, that's a warehouse on its own, man. It makes home goods look like a small tiny retail shop compared to At Home.
Huge. They have one, I think, here on Colonial too, by Colonial and Dean. I think they have one.
So
it's humongous.
We were just there, and I got in. I'm like, yo, where do I begin here? It's like I don't know where to begin here. There's so much.
No, you just pull out your wallet.
Yeah, that's basically what I ended up doing. Here's my card, move along. Here's my credit card. Let's get what you want to get. So we have some friends coming over this week, so we wanted to get that prepared. Oh, the girls got me a new griddle. the Blackstone griddle for barbecuing outside. So they got me that for Father's Day. And I've already cooked a few things on it. And so far, it's turned out really good. Everything's turned out really good. I made steaks on it the other day. And apparently my steaks are pretty good. I was surprised. I was like, okay, they made some badass steaks on there. Not bad. And then, sorry for the A word. Sorry, kids. But other than that, that's pretty much it. I mean, unfortunately, we went through a little bit of a tragedy this past couple of months, but my father passed away, unfortunately, from pneumonia. So he had multiple organ failures. So we've been dealing with that for the last couple of months. That's another reason why we haven't recorded for a couple of months, is because I couldn't get on the show as well. Dealing with that, and then my mom's now in travel mode, so she's been surrounded by family. So as soon as the funeral was done, and I told her, you go hang out with family, go to Toronto, because 3 of her sisters live out in Toronto. So she went out there, and she's been hanging out there. She's coming back mid-July with a couple of her sisters, and they're going to go on a cruise. So, I just want her to stay busy and keep busy. Same thing as what me and my brother are doing, is staying busy and keeping ourselves busy. That's what my dad wanted. He said, the show must go on. So that's exactly what we're doing. The show must go on. But other than that, obviously we miss our father, and dealing with that. But we're all moving forward and, getting work done. And you got a couple of closings happening tomorrow. So excited about that. I use a new title company for the first time. So, and they've been fantastic. So it all depends. Now, a lot of people say title companies don't make a difference down here, but I feel like they do.
It makes a difference.
I feel like they really do. I think, some people think, they all do the same stuff. Everybody does the same type of work. It's the same processes, same procedures. It really isn't. It depends on title company to title company, how diligent they are, how good they are with communication. Communication is such a big key in our industry, whether it's being a lender, a real estate agent, or title company, or anybody that is along with it. Communication is the biggest key that can either make or break a deal.
Oh, you're right about that. I'll share an experience with you, man, because I recently ran into this. So I have a loan I'm working on in Massachusetts, and this client is buying the house he's renting from the seller, and the seller, of course, has an agent. Now they're moving forward with everything; things are fine, but it's an attorney state, so it's not like Florida. They don't have a title company; It's an attorney, and he was referred an attorney from somebody else. But that attorney is only doing the P&S, which is the purchase and sale agreement.
Right.
She's not doing the entire closing. The client didn't know that. The seller's agent didn't know that. I didn't know that. So I just called, as a general practice that I do. I call everybody on a Tuesday. I'm like, hey, let me call everybody in the transaction just to make sure things are tight.
Right.
And I ask her, hey, so could you send me the preliminary closing disclosure so I could, disclose the loan to the client? And she says, oh, I'm not doing that. I'm like, okay, so you have a problem. We don't have a closing agent here. And she said, I'm only limited to my ability in part-time, work, and I'm only going to do the agreement and just review that. I'm not even reviewing the condo documents. So I called back the client. I'm like, hey, we are under contract. You have 30 days to close. You don't have a closing company. So I called the listing agent like, hey, do you have anybody that you like and prefer to work with? And she became a little confused, obviously, but I'm like, I have to let you know, I can't hide this information. I have to make sure everybody knows this.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly, right? It's ethics plus it's business plus it's communication, like you said. So she appreciated that.
We got to keep this thing moving.
Yeah,
right.
And the thing is, you said something very important, man. It's like, if I just assume, I don't need to tell her that.
Right.
And something happens, it's business in bad faith. It's bad. We don't want to do that. So then I scramble around, find a referral for a really good attorney, connect everybody. And the client calls me at 7:30 p.m. and he said, man, I didn't know that you guys have to do all that. I'm like, it's really not something I have to do.
I'm glad I caught it, though.
I'm glad I caught it because, we get all the way to the end and we don't have things we need. It's going to cause a lot of problems.
Exactly.
And frustrations. Mm-hmm. So you're right. And that closing company we picked, she's working in unison with the buyer and the other attorney, and we're getting things moving along. So yeah, it really matters I think, who is your closing company, because as you said, if they are not, I would say, communicative or good at what they do, they can really cause a pain for the buyer
Right.
and the seller
Right.
and us.
Exactly. And you were able to
and same.
yeah. And you were able
Sorry, I
to
was just going to say, same goes for lenders,
Exactly.
and for realtors too. We all have to communicate.
Exactly. And we have to communicate within each other, not just with the buyers and sellers alone. We have to communicate with the other agent. We have to communicate with the lender. We have to communicate with the title company and anyone else that goes along. We're basically, as real estate agents, we're the conductor. I feel like of an opera. Or of a symphony, we're the conductors of this.
Dude. There was one of my mentors taught me something early on, a couple of years ago in business. He said, whatever business you do, communicate everything, assume nothing.
Exactly.
And I'll tell you, that's one of the most powerful yet simple things I've learned in my life. Like, assume nothing. Because if you assume something is happening and it does not, it's on you. And now you dropped the communication ball. So very important.
Yep. All right, that's a little bit of a catching up. You guys want to add anything else?
I know we had plans for a topic here, but I think we've already gone on for 25 minutes. Do we want to cut this one?
Yeah,
we'll save our other topic for next week.
We'll save our other topic for next week.
Let's do that.
Let's do it.
Sounds good.
All right, guys, we want to hear from you now. You can reach us at our Moving to Florida show hotline by dropping us a voicemail or texting us to 407-900-5859, or drop us a DM on Facebook or Instagram at Moving to Florida Show. And for Twitter, our handle is at Moving to FL Show. If you'd like to connect with us, if you have any questions, or if you need a realtor in Florida, you can reach us at movingtofloridashow@gmail.com. Be sure to subscribe to the show if you like our content so that it would automatically download to your device and get you one step closer to moving to Florida.